Hi guys, um, what's up on GenderBlenders? I'm Max. I used to be here on Wednesdays. Now I'm doing Tuesdays. I didn't have my internet during the summer, so people who knew me from back then, I'm back. People who are new, hi. I'm old and now I'm new again. Um, Couple of things before I speak. Before I speak on the topic, I kind of have I'm sick. I'm really sick, so that's why my voice is all fucked up. I went to the doctor. I don't have the flu, but I had the flu. Um, and now I have a post-viral inflammation of my lungs and like bronchial infection and all that shit. So I'm taking a little anabolic steroid or whatever this thing is, oral steroid. So hopefully I don't get roid rage. Um, sorry. Um, so anyway, on the subject at hand. The subject is discrimination in the LGBT community. I have a lot to say on this topic, and I'm really sick, like I said, so my brain is a little fuzzy, so I might not make much sense. Hold on, I'm going to turn on the... Sorry. So if I don't make any sense, I apologize. Okay, so I made a video about this before last year, but I don't really remember what I said, so this will be new. The interesting thing about the community of there's the LGBT community, which is lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, blah blah blah, and then there's the queer community. Ages ago, lesbians and gays and trans people all kind of were separate. They kind of had their own separate fight or whatever. They were all kind of separate. And after Stonewall, blah 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 blah, they became kind of this. They kind of formed together. And more recently, the postmodern theory is that everyone is fighting the same battle. So that's become the queer community. It's kind of like the entirety of people who don't fit in the norm. So there are heterosexual queers and there are homosexual queers and blah 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 blah. Within the community of people who are okay, it depends on, it's generationally, it's different. There are different types of people, I think, who think different things. I've met plenty of queer people who are very, very, very interested in trans topics. I've met some that really don't know anything about it, but are very willing to learn about it. And then I've met people, in my situation, it's particularly lesbians, although this is my personal story, but a lot, there are a handful of lesbians. There's a type of lesbian who find trans guys to be offensive in some way, and like betraying womankind. Like in transitioning from female to male, you are saying that males are superior, and you'd rather be of the superior type, whatever their argument is, which is bullcrap, because I like women. I like women a lot. Not just in who are like women, which I do like women like that. But I also, I mean, I grew up. My mother. I grew up with my mother and two sisters, and my mother's like the strongest person I know. And obviously, I don't even have to defend myself. I think women are strong people. I don't think any person, regardless of gender, is any less than any other person, regardless of gender, whether they're in the gender binary or whether they're, oops, something else completely. So, obviously, I shouldn't have to even defend myself because I'm preaching to the choir. But my point is, um, there are a handful of lesbians who are quite offended. There are also some people in the queer community, in the LGBT or LGBT community. I know that there's a famous gay man, Dan Savage, if anyone knows Dan Savage, and I like Dan Savage to a point. But he made this, he had this fit at some point about all these lesbians becoming trannies or whatever he was saying. And it bugged me because I think the thing is, it's not that it's trendy, it's that it's becoming, like, for example, for a long time, um, male to female transsexuals can't hide it as well as female to males can. For example, you can live in this world as a butch woman and function in society. And there's still problems, but it's more accepted than if living in this world as a man who wears dresses. So, a lot of the time, I think A, male to females were pushed out of the closet, and B, they were noticed more once they were out. Not so for female to males. And so, a lot of now it's becoming more, not that it's accepted, but it's becoming more accepted than it used to be. I think the internet has a huge deal, a huge. It's not even that it's becoming more accepted. It's becoming more common knowledge. I don't know what I'm trying to say. My mind's not working. But because of that, A, people are coming out more, and B, people are noticing when, I mean, you could look at someone and not assume, oh, that's a butch lesbian, and kind of go, maybe they're trans, whatever. So, Dan Savage, you're wrong. I don't think there are any more trans guys than there used to be. And if there are, it's not because that they wouldn't have been before, so much as now they're allowed to, basically. So I think it's mostly misconception in the gay community. Misconception. And another thing that pisses me off a lot, and I have nothing against the lesbian community, and I have nothing against trans guys who live within the lesbian community, but it pisses me off when people say that the trans community, I'm talking about female to male, although I think it probably could go the other way too, but I'm not sure, so I'll leave you with that. But people who say that the female to male community is an offshoot of the lesbian community, and I think that's bullcrap. I've never been involved in the lesbian community. I've never been interested in being involved in the lesbian community because I'm not a lesbian and I never have been. I understand where the theory comes from, but I think it's a huge misconception. These are all misconceptions, not really discrimination. But I think within misconceptions becomes discrimination, because when you don't understand something, you act out in violent, or not necessarily violent, but aggressive ways. And so, yeah, this is more of a rant than anything else, and I didn't even get anything accomplished. Yes, I've been discriminated against. Mostly it's been lame and not, whatever. Anyway, sometimes it's been bad. Okay, I'm going to end it. Okay, bye.